I'm also being joined by two other guests, and I'll come back to Dr. Kumar later on if time permits. I'm being joined also by Piyush Mahapatra, Senior Program Coordinator of Toxic Links, and Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairperson of Nephron. Dr. Bagai, to take off from what Dr. Kumar pointed out, the harmful effects of lead, I don't know what is more scary to me as an individual, the potential impact of lead and lead chromate, or the fact that we know so little about it, especially when you realize the permanent and irreversible damage it does to young children.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having this topic discussed today. There is no doubt that lead is a toxin to the body. It causes acute, short-term, mid-term, and long-term organ damage. There are studies which have been published in Lancet right from 2018 going on to 2023, in which high levels of blood lead leads to 37% increase in all-cause mortality in children under the age group of 5. 70% increased predisposition towards cardiovascular deaths, and twofold increase in deaths because of ischemic heart disease. Lead spares no body organ. Let me put it very quickly in front of the viewers. It damages the eyes, causes blindness and optic neuritis, deafness in the ears. It causes sleep disturbances, depression, cognitive dysfunction, decrease in IQ. For every notch increase in percentage point of blood levels going high of lead, it impacts the developing brain, memory loss, headaches, neuropsychiatric symptoms, delirium, seizures, coma. It causes anemia, bone marrow depression, abdominal pain. You can get permanent muscular and neuropathy. That means you lose loss of muscles and nerve power. You have weight loss, infertility, pregnancy losses, including the unborn fetus, chronic kidney disease. It involves the tubular function of the kidneys permanently lifelong. You get a blue line, that means poor dentition in your teeth, hearing disability, speech disability, handwriting defects. That's one of the first things which we pick up in children. And then, of course, you have hypertension, coronary artery disease, and arrhythmias. What is important here to understand is that children under the age group of 5 absorb 5 to 8 times more lead than adults. Children are our future. It's not only turmeric, but a host of other things which need to be screened for. Any child who has neurodevelopmental disorders or delayed milestones, handwriting disabilities, unexplained anemia, unexplained weight loss or poor appetite, failure to thrive, what we call, lead should be a common thing which we should screen. All package items should display the normal limits and what that package contains. Here it is important that children more than 3.5 micrograms per deciliter is harmful. Some studies have shown 5. Here in India, we are seeing packages which are exceeding 2,200. That is unacceptable. There are 9 lakh deaths globally, out of which 50% are in Indian subcontinent because of high lead levels in the blood. 800 million kids globally are affected because of lead exposure, out of which almost 40% are in Indian subcontinent. This is something which is preventable.
Shocking.
This is damaging long-term effects of the brain, heart, kidneys, lung, fertility problems, and the ongoing next pregnancies and the unborn fetus. It is preventable.
So you say, Dr. Bagai, this is preventable, and my follow-up question will be on how this can be prevented, but we have established how potent the problem is. So since the trigger is, of course, about Haldi, let me bring in Piyush Mohapatra at this point here, because you come from Toxic Links. Piyush, again, the idea is not to alarm all of our viewers into throwing the pouch of Haldi they have in the kitchens here. But the point is, what can our viewers do to ensure, to begin with, that Haldi or any of the ingredients they use in their day-to-day cooking or for cosmetology or whatever is safe? Is there any way we can prevent being from at least food from poisoning us?
I think we have already discussed about the impact of lead, and I will not scare people that it's a known fact. Yeah. And if you'll see that one of the civilization, Roman civilization, also vanished because of the lead poisoning, and it is one of the most studied chemicals, I can say, elements which found to be very toxic to the human being, and children are the most impacted. So there is no doubt about the science of impact of lead. And Toxicity have started this work in 2000. In 1992, we did a study on lead in Palak in around rivers and how it is contaminating Palak. So we have also working on lead in source like pants. We have working in 2006, which is one of the major source of lead poisoning for the children and other adults. The issue is about we are talking about lead in turmeric. This is a very problematic things. I can say it's really we need to do something because haldi is a part and parcel of our food systems. And if you are ingesting lead, so much lead in the haldi, then it's really a concern. But the issue is that we have a very robust regulation in place, which is under the Food Toxins Act, and which has a very stringent limit for lead in haldi around 10 ppm. And also there are, if you'll see that we have already the case, baggy case, how it's blown up because of lead content found. So these are already check and balance system in place. So the issue is that how to ensure that check and balance to be implemented properly. So whether we have this state authority or the national authority are doing adequate monitoring, or whether we have the capacity to do the monitoring. So consumers, we have the system in place. So consumers will go ahead what the labels are there, what is the system already there. So they will not go into every nook and corner to check whether my products are safe. This is to be ensured by the system in place. So apart from that, we are talking about haldi. There are other sources also we need to tap, because haldi, maybe lead chromate is one of the concern, because haldi sometimes being used as a pigment to make it more brighter. But apart from that, many times lead in paints, lead not managed in other sources like batteries. These are going into the groundwater, and there is a contamination, and lead that haldi has the ability to take during intake through water. So there are so we need to see the source, and that is very important. And even if there may be natural sources, there may be artificial sources which is coming to this haldi through pigments. So that need to be also checked. So my concern is about we need to go into the roots of the problem, and rather go into the solutions later. So we need to find out what is the root.
So you're saying, Mr. Mahapatra, that half of the problem or half of the solution lies with better implementation, which is where the FSSAI needs to pull up the act here.